Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my channel, everybody. So, I didn't change the whiteboard. Just when you think you got it all together, there's always something. So this is my December 2023's Paper Pumpkin Alternative video number 2. All the best. First of all, Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm going to move the whiteboard. Now, I can show you a sample because I just did this fun fold. And we're going to make this with the paper pumpkin. I knew I was going to do this as soon as I got my paper pumpkin. So I do not know what the real name of it, but I call it a pop in and out because of the center part that pops in, pops out, it folds down. It's such a cool little fun fold. So anyways, this is one that I just made featuring the paper butterfly accents. This is the 4.5 by 11 version. I also did a 5.5 by 11 version. That's not it, is it? This is not, this is my sample. That's not the finished one. Let me grab the finished one. Here we go. Oh, that's this one. Where is my goodness gracious? Let me just grab my basket. There it is. So, sample 1, sample 2. This is the 5.5. See? So, we are doing the 4.5. Folds up really nicely, actually. Both versions. So we are doing this version, the 4.5 by 11 fold. Okay, so that's my sample for you guys. I'm going to set that up there. And same dimension to that. But before we go into what you're going to need, I'm going to show you. This is video number 2. So this is what the kit is. This is a little acetate box that you can put like about 4 to 5 of the cards in there. The instructions, beautiful instructions, of course. A visual of everything you get in the kit, the QR code, alternate projects, and it tells you that this kit, Paper Pumpkin Kit, can make 9 cards. And the coordinating colors are Balmy Blue, Crushed Curry, Old Olive, Pebbled Path, and Gold. I am using Bumblebee for my gold because I have so much of it. So I'm going to put the instructions up here, give you a look at the sentiments in the stamp. So you have, hello friend, 1,000 good luck wishes, wishing you all the best, and the 4 different dandelions, which are really cute. So we're going to stick that aside. Here's our acetate box, which I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. I am thinking I'm going to cut, and this little piece here I might use as an accent somewhere, but I'm thinking this acetate box, just because I have plenty of these, I might end up using these for a shaker bit. That's my idea on that. And then of course I'm going to walk you through. Don't go throwing one of these away because you can sponge around these and then stamp, which I will eventually do. So I'm keeping those for now. This bit, you can use this little gold piece here to accent on other cards or something else on this project. These bits here, these are 3 by 5 3/4, which would go beautifully on a 6 by 6 scored at 3-inch mini slimline card. And let's look at our card bases. So this is one of the card bases. I love that they printed both the front and the back because you can cut it in half, of course, and make it go farther. Now, I was inspired by these little gold dots in the pattern. That's where my inspiration came from for this card. This is the envelope. Of course, here is our other card base and all the goodies that go in it. So you get 4 of these banners, 4 of the squares, and 4 of the circles. Let's see. You get, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these. Probably 3, yes, 3 of these. But I'm thinking you cut that in half, and then you have 2 pieces. that can make it go further, which I plan on doing that with at least one. You have what I call the half circle arch with the dandelions, which I've already cut one apart. These little bits, this little bit, do not throw this away if you follow me. Save one of these and one of these, because those are going to go together and make a gorgeous little card. These large dandelions, and of course these little ones, got a couple of different sizes there. So that's the goodies that you get in the kit. Now let's move on with what you are going to need. You're going to need the score trimmer, and I'm trying to find a safe place to put this. Let's just set that over there. So I'm going to be using this, and let's go over what we have. So we have a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of old olive. We are going to score it together at 3 1/4, 5 1/2, and 7 3/4. Then here we go. On the 3 1/4 and the 7 3/4, come down 2 3/4, making sure I got that right. Yes. Make a mark here and a mark here and cut there. And that's going to give you that little bit there. So that's done. So that's our card base. Now you are going to need to cut 2 of these. And like I said, instead of Crush Curry, I chose Bumblebee. And I know it's retired, but it's just I have plenty of it to use. So you will need to cut 2 layers of cardstock that are 3 by 4. Then you will need what I chose. Oh, card base kit. No, I'm not using the card base. I am using, where is it? Where's my paper I had? That's not it. That's butterflies. Oh, okay. I'm using the silver and gold 6x6 specialty paper. I'm using the one with these little gold dots. That's what I'm using for mine. You could use a card base. I might do this card again, this fold again, just to use one from the card base. So not the card base. Where's my pen? Silver and gold specialty paper. You'll need 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. We're going to do some stamping. We're going to use some blending brushes for this. So you're going to need 2 of those. Let me give you a sneak peek. I already have one done. Yes, I'm going to show you how I did that. So for the top center, meaning this piece here, the top, this is the bottom. So for this top center piece here, you will need to cut 2, and in my little envelope, 2 pieces of cardstock, 2 by 2 1/4. There's that one. And then you can see I already have one done for us, just to try to save some time. Then you will need DSP, or this is that gold and silver specialty paper, 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. We're going to do some stamping and some blending on that. That's for the other piece. For the bottom, so this piece right here, let's see what we have in my little thing of tricks here. So we will need 2 pieces of cardstock, 1 1/4 by 1 3/4, and that means our DSP needs to be 1 by 1 1/2, and that is the wrong piece. I did cut that wrong. So those 2 wrong. Let's see. Yikes. There we go. There's my 2 pieces. Those are the 2 pieces that go inside of that. Then we have for the back 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Plenty of room to write things. I am using the add-on die. So my add-on dies arrived, and you get 4 dies, and it says love, this leafy bit, daffodil, and this sentiment die. So I have one of those in old olive. Then I have a second bit in white, and I'm going to show you. Oh, I threw it away. Huh, the little piece. So all I did was I die cut this piece white, so it would look like this one. Then I decided how far in, like so, and I ran it through the die cut, and it does, with those little grooves, you can get it to sit right back in itself. and I die cut it again, and it made me a smaller version. So we are going to use that on this card, and of course the color is Old Olive in white, and we have a white envelope, which I may use one from the kit. We'll have to see. So let's get started. Oh, you guys are gonna laugh. Oh my gosh, I found my Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm hanging my head down in shame. I lost this for days, didn't know where it was. You guys, if it was a snake, it would have bit me. It was not even a hand's reach from me. It was just sitting underneath this little bit I have sitting up here. It was underneath this. Yep, that's my in color basket. And it was right there the whole time. So yeah, can't help but laugh at myself for that one. You guys have a good chuckle with that too. It doesn't bother me at all. So we're gonna open up the trimmer. Put that up there. We don't need the cutting blade right now. What I do need, I need to scoot this down. So we are gonna start, remember this is 4.5 by 11. We are going to start at 3 1/4. I'm just double checking before I go. Here we go. 3 1/4. We're going to score once, twice, and 3 times. Scooch it down to 5 1/2, which is half of the card. 1, 2, 3. Now you can do the next step 2 ways. You can scoot it down to 7 3/4. 1, 2, 3, or you can pop it out, turn it around, and score at 3 1/4. 1, 2, and 3. So next, doesn't matter which side you start with for this next one, put it in. I'm going to close my blade up there. I don't need it anymore. So go to 2 3/4. Now you can put a mark, a pencil mark. Where's my little pencil? Here it is. Hopefully it's going to fit in there. So 2 3/4 is right here. Where's the track? Right there's a pencil mark. Now I'm going to go down. Oops, I put it on the wrong spot. No, 3 3/4. Then this track here, 2 3/4. We're going to go right about there. Scoot it down to the 7. Doesn't want to scoot down. We will make you work. All right. Here we go. So you can do it that way, or do it the way I do it. Take a ruler. 2 3/4. Right in those little grooves, make a mark. Right there. I'm going to come down to this one just to make sure it is right where I want it, and it's not. It was off. So right there. So here, from this point to this point, I'm going to stick it in my trimmer, and I'm going to make a cut. So when it's this way, then you can go to 2 3/4. So right there. Now I'm keeping my finger here because I'm going to move this cutting blade down to the 3 1/4 inch mark on my cutter. So it's right there is where I'm going to come down. So 2 3/4. Bring this down to 3 1/4. Making sure it's on the line, and I can push down. Now I'm going to cut this all the way down to 7 3/4, or to my little mark. And I have shown you this little trimmer has a little guide niched into the blade that tells you, so you can line it up with the 7 3/4. There is my cut, and actually that is pretty dang perfect. I am very, very happy with that. So I need a better, for some reason, I love this pencil lead, but I don't like the eraser. So now I'm going to erase my little pencil lines. That one really doesn't matter over there. So let's do some scoring, folding. with the score line. So I am going to fold it in both directions. I'm going to fold away from me because that's how I like to start. And then I'm going to turn it around and fold it the opposite direction. So this is going back. This just gives it well and scored, and it's movable. So this is our card base. You see here, this one pushes in, this one pushes out, and you have our fold. All right, sits right in there, good to go. So I'm gonna set that up there, and now we are gonna work on our layers. So we are going to be doing this bit onto that silver and gold. If you don't have this, any silver and gold will work, or just a piece of white will even do the job. I never used it. This is the first time I've even opened the package, and I absolutely love it with this part of the kit. So we're going to work on this. That means we are going to start with Old Olive. I'm going to leave, let's try to put that over here so it's out of my way. So here is my either white, or if you have a specialty paper, use this. And we're going to use that large dandelion. I've already done the smushy with these, so I don't need to repeat this. Now I'm going to use this corner of my stamp pad to ink the stamp up, staying away from the flower part. I just want the stem. So here it is. I'm going to stamp in the center. See, I just got the stem, didn't get the flower. That's what we want to do. So again, I'm going to use the corner. I think I'm going to go a little bit higher on this one. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to connect it. I'm going to turn it around, get the bottom, and follow that like so. I just connected it and I just made it higher, and I kind of like that. So we're going to repeat one more time. Making sure I got all the leaves done. So we can even go a little higher with my stamp. Turn it around and bring that down. Now you'll see on here, I did these little bits just with the bottom edge. So I'm going to connect it here like so, and then I'm going to give it, stamp it again on the other side. So full version, stamped off version. So I'm going to go on this side this time, like right there, and then come back on the other side. One more time. This one is going to be on this side, and maybe connect that there. I really like that. All right, so we're going to clean this off, because now we're going to do the bumblebee or the crushed curry. And look at this, I've got to show you. When I put this on here, you can see the bits of gold on my stamp. And what that's from my Versamark. Can you see those little flecks of gold? I don't know how to get those off. It's like they are stuck on. It's not impeding my stamp at all. It just is like irritating to me why that has to be there. And that is from that gold leafing stuff that's on my Versamark pad. Interesting. All right. For my purposes, I am using Bumblebee. So I am going to ink up my flower. Get it right over here. You can even change the position of it. Now I'm going to stamp it once, then I'm going to off-center it and stamp it again. Ink up the flower. Get it where you want. This one's going almost directly where. I'm going to make it off-center and stamp it again. Now, you don't have to do the blending brush on here, but I really liked it. This one, you can see my stem is off to the side. I'm just making the flower go in a different direction. All right, that is so cool. So now we need that little dandelion. And this one, I decided I need to make sure it's inked up well. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp there. And I think we're going to do it again. Of course we are. We're going to stamp off and stamp again. Stamp off and maybe stamp again there. Stamp off, stamp there. Like we have different layers of the dandelions. And a little bit there. Really, really cool. Now I'm going to turn it around. Just using the stem. I really don't need any there, but we are going to go ahead and add little bits right here. Here, just stamped it 1, 2, and 3 times without re-inking it. So ink it up once, stamp, stamp again, and again. We're going to ink it up once, going to stamp, stamp, and stamp. And that's how simple that is. Now with these, see, we're going to try to do all of our stamping. So we're going to set this one aside for now. Next, we're going to do this piece. I can leave that there. And we need our big flower. So I'm going to give it a clean off. I want to make sure there's no ink on it. That looks good. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to ink up our stem, and I'm going to start over here in the corner. There's one. Then I'm going to ink it up again, and I am going to do it right there, upside down. I'm going to do another one coming this way and do a 3. So I still those gold bits on there. Not sure. Anybody got any ideas how to get the gold leafing off of your stamp? All right, so we're gonna almost connect this one and go like so. Really cool. I got a little bit of green there, but that's gonna be okay too. So we're going to clean it off. You can really see it. That's going to laugh. I wonder if you can... Do you see there's a little gold there? Not really, but anyways, I can see it. So we're going to ink up our flower. And I can now make my flower go any direction. So there, it's going that way. This one, of course, is going to come this way. You can see my stems are not lined up. I'm just stamping the flower. And this one is going to go this direction. Oh, really cute. Really, really cute. So next, I'm going to stamp off. And I'm going to stamp, almost don't need the big one. I did do a little bit. Okay, we're not going to stamp that one. We're going to use the wee little one. No, it wasn't this one I used. I used those little bits. Those little tiny, tiny ones. They are different. At first, I thought they were the same. This one's fuller, this one isn't. So we're going to start with the fuller one. In just the top, I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to take that fuller one, ink up just the top, stamp off, and stamp on top of the other. Maybe I'll do it a second time. So take the skinnier one, the not so full one, and I'm going to add that there. Take the fuller one, stamp off, and stamp twice on top. We're just getting more filled in of the little floating dandelion. We got one more little space right there. Don't worry, we're going to use that other one too. So solid, the skinny one, the fuller one next, stamp off and stamp twice. Yay! So we're almost there. We use those. Now this one is going to be for these two little bits, which I did one bit, I already threw it away. Like, I could show you what we're doing. So we are going to start this time with the flower. And I do want it at an angle. So there's one, then stamp right back on top of it. So I'm going to go here. So this one's going at that angle. This one's going to go this way. And then stamp back on top of it. So we're going to do two on these. I got a little bit of ink going down my stem. So that's for the right, this is for the left. So I'm going to come in like this way, stamp again. So this one is going to come this way and twist and stamp again. So now we need our little greenery bits. And for that, I'm going to use this one. Gotta give it a quick clean. I really need to figure out how to get those gold bits off my flower. It's going to bother me. So, inking up the part with the leaves, because I do want the leaves in here. And I think I can get it like so. Do you see how we made it now? It has leaves, it just isn't a straight stem. So inking up that again, I'm not even bringing it to the very top of the flower. So this one, let's see if we go, that one leaf needs more ink. What if we go like so? Okay, I need a little, it needs, the stem just isn't going all the way to the flower. So I'm just going to ink it up again and connect a little bit further. So ink it up. And this one we can go, what? Yes, this way is how I did it. There. And this one is going to come this way. There we go. So we are not going to be closing up the old olive, as I tell myself that. Give that a quick clean off. Now, where is my sponge dauber? There it is, my bumblebee sponge dauber. Tap off real well. Now I'm gonna tap right in the center of my dandelions, and I just inked my pinky up on all of them. So I'm going to come in here with all of, just adding layers of ink, filling in my little dandelion bits. This one might need to add a little bit more ink. Tap it off real well. Just coloring in my dandelions. Do you remember as a kid making a wish and blowing these seeds everywhere? And my father probably was like, would you quit doing that? But he never said a thing. So good. So on this one, you'll see that we have these little floating dandelions, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to ink up the stem. And I'm going to put one up here. I'm not worried about getting ink from the yellow that's left over on it, because I'm going to go over and stamp it with the other one. So we have one there, like one here, and then I think we're going to do a floating one. Maybe we'll just leave it for there. So next I'm going to take the skinny mini one, and I'm going to give it a quick send off, and we're just going to ink up the flower bit. So I'm going to stamp, stamp, and stamping 3 times with only inking it up once. So this one is floating upside down. So stamp, twist, and turn, and stamping it. Just filling it in. I love it. And yes, now we are going to stamp sentiments. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to do some blending. So you can see those. So I have 2 blending brushes. I have my blue blending brush, and I have my old green one. Stampin' Up does make small ones of these, and I should get some. So I'm going to start with the green, inking it up, dab it off. Now I'm just going to come in and give a little color to the stem area in those leaves. That's all. See, just a little color in there. Blur the lines a bit. This may not be a look you want. You could keep it nice, bright, and white. But I did want a little bit of more color on that stark white. Just my preference. Alright, there's a little green there. And this one, and all the way across the bottom. And then up here. Okay, because next we're going to bring in the balmy blue. And this is really soft. I didn't want to re-ink my ink pad because I didn't want it to be a harsh blue. So I'm going to rub off some of that blue. Then I'm going to come in and bring it onto the paper. And I'm just going to go over all of it. There's one. There's the other. And with blending, if you add more pressure, you're going to get more ink. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I want to get this blue. It's a real soft little addition of color. So if I ink my blending brush up, I'll show you right here. Here's me with any pressure. If I add pressure, you can see the blue. So light pressure, lots of pressure. So let's go ahead and get this one done. Just rubbing that blue bit. And where is my little white sentiment strip? I'm going to go ahead and brush it with a little bit of blue. And you probably won't even really see it on camera, but it is there. Just a little hint of it. All right, move those aside. Now we can get these glued down to their counterparts. So these 2 little bits go for the bottom. Just a little dash to center it in there. Tomorrow I start my Christmas cooking I like to have my lasagna ready for like a day or two before because it sets up. And tomorrow I'm gonna cook the Italian sausage in the turkey, add some onions, some peppers, some spices to it, let it drain real well and set up. And then the next day, what I'm gonna do is I use a combination of cream cheese, ricotta cheese, and sour cream. And I get out my big KitchenAid mixer and I mix it all together. And then I add some real fine shredded mozzarella cheese to that cheese mixture. And I'm gonna get that to set up in the fridge before putting my lasagna together. I cook it and then I let it rest in the fridge for 24 to 48 hours, and then it will be really nice and firmly set up and not soupy at all. Salad. I got these little bread knots in the frozen food department. No, I'm not making those from scratch. Not happening. Because Hank likes bread knots from Domino's. So I thought we'd have that and some garlic bread. So there you see our pieces, and we are going to stamp one of the sentiments on this one. Hello, friend. You knew I was going to use hello, didn't you? You know me. You know I'm going to use it. So let's see which one I like to fit here. So we have wishing you all the best. Actually would look really pretty there. But so would 1,000 good luck wishes. Oh, you know what? We're going to do that one. We'll do this on the back. So now the question is, do we use Pebbled Path or do we use Old Olive to stamp these in? That is my dilemma, and I have yet to decide. So you know what? Let's do a test. Let's do Pebbled Path. I have a little strip of the DSP right here. I'm going to ink up 1,000 good luck and stamp it on that specialty paper to tell me if I like it. All right, so there's that option. But I am thinking I'm going to go with Old Olive. So Pebbled Path, I'm sorry, but you're not needed on this card. Old Olive, I think, is going to show up best. And that's what I'm going to go with. So this one is for the right panel of the card. So this one is going to get 1,000 good luck wishes. Stamped right on the card. I'm going to give it a minute. Oh, I am so happy I went with the Old Olive. So happy. So next we're going to stamp on that little strip here, the little hello. Hello, friend, in Old Olive. Can you guys still see? Nope. This is weird. I just lost power. So hold on. I'm so sorry. Nope, there's not enough light there. Just lost power. I'm in the middle of the video and I lost power.
Yeah, no shit you did. Turn your fucking heater off.
Okay, in the dark. Can I turn the camera off? Can't even see the camera. Hold on, everybody. We're going to have to go to part 2 of this in a minute.